Hey guys, it is a day after Thanksgiving and I just really wanted to come on here quick and tell you what I'm thankful for. And on a related note, I wanted to talk about Mushoku Tensei. Mushoku Tensei, I promise it'll all come together at the end. Mushoku Tensei is about a boy named Rudius, but he's not actually a boy. He's some like 44-year-old man from Earth, I guess, and he gets isekai'd into a magical world where there's elves and all that stuff, right? Very, very typical plot, but this is actually one of the more OG mangas from when isekai was still kind of up and bubbling. I think I actually read this manga when the very first chapter came out, so I've been reading this for a while and then I kind of stopped because the updates were really slow, and then it's kind of gained traction nowadays with the anime and all that. But something about this manga disturbed me and I couldn't really pinpoint what exactly it was until I reread it a couple of months ago, and so this video was a long time coming, but there are a couple of points I wanted to talk about. So first of all, Rudius's mom gets cheated on by her husband, obviously, who had an affair with the maid, and the maid becomes pregnant, and Rudius says, "Oh yeah, mom, I'll have a new sibling," and he also makes up a lie to cover up the affair by saying, "Oh, Rudius's dad, assaulted the maid by blackmailing her, basically." And it is just really off-putting because Rudius basically spits in his mom's mouth. He's like, "Screw you, mom, I'm gonna cover up your husband's affair, and I'm gonna say, oh yeah, it's like having another sibling. Isn't that a great thing, mom?" Wow, might as well like take a big fat poop on her face, because what the heck? If I had a kid and my husband just cheated on me and my child says something like that, I'm like, you're not my child. You're not my child anymore. Like, what are you even talking about?
Don't beat yourself up. You must be out of your damn mind.
Why are you covering for this cheater, A real kid would be traumatized by this and be like, oh my gosh, my dad, why did you do this to mom? But of course he doesn't say that because actually he's a 44-year-old random ass man from Earth. The next point, and pretty much the only second other point that I wanted to talk about, was that how he basically kind of goes through the process of romancing and becoming to like this girl, Eris, which is kind of like the second female lead, I guess, of the manga in a sense. And he gets to do something with Eris, and I'm thinking, wow, what is it that is so disturbing about this? And the thing that I figured out was because we are constantly reminded that this guy is a 44-year-old random ass man, full-grown man that is doing this. And like so many panels we are constantly reminded, hey, this guy is this is a 44-year-old man, bro. Like, it's constantly reminding us that this guy looks like this. And a lot of other manga don't do that, right? We kind of just get into the isekais where, the guy's reborn and this is how he looks like, and we're never shown really how they looked like in the past except for like once. And so we kind of see it and we forget about it, right? So it doesn't come off as disturbing, because this Mushoku Tensei is not the only manga that does this. Pretty much every other isekai reincarnation manga is like, oh yeah, you're really old but you got reborn into this young body, right? And you romance a bunch of young kids. But Mushoku Tensei is just disturbing because it's literally reminding us every time, so often. So I think, Mushoku Tensei is kind of taking the brunt of my criticism, but this really applies to pretty much any other isekai reincarnation manga that does this. And so Rudius gets with Eris, and how old is Eris, guys? She's, 15? Are you kidding me? 44 years old with a 15-year-old girl who is in a very mentally shaken, unstable state, and he just does it with her. And I am honestly just super disturbed, especially compounding upon this is that literally she leaves a note saying like, oh yeah, I don't think I'm really fit for you right now, but I'm gonna come back, you know, basically stronger than ever. And the way Rudius looks at this note, he's like, oh, I've been rejected. I mean, obviously I'm not him, I don't know, you know, all of the life that he's gone through, but I just think it's like, dude, you're like 44 years old. Can you not be smart enough to understand that she's saying, I'm gonna build myself up and then come back? But he's like, oh no, I'm gonna go, you know, hook back up with Sylvie, my childhood friend. Wow, bro, you screwed it up big time. But I just wanted to say, you know, there's these, you know, two girl options that are basically focused on. But I just wanted to ask, why did he just not get with Roxy? We're even told in the manga that Roxy is the same age as, you know, his past reincarnation, past self, which is 44 years old. Roxy is 44, he is 44. So why did the author have to put our main character with the two much younger girls? Well, I mean, this is Japan. I gotta say, Japanese people are pretty perverted. I don't think there's really any contest to that. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that there was another option that the author could have went to, but he didn't. And so I am beyond disappointed. But like I said, this is not the only isekai manga that does this. This applies to pretty much every other isekai manga where like the character is reborn and was actually an adult in the previous life but is attracted to like a younger kid. That is just so off-putting, but it's just that we never really think of it that way because we're never reminded or shown visually that this guy or girl is actually much older. Like, we're never shown their past picture and reminded of that every time like Mushoku Tensei does. So yeah, basically what I'm thankful for is that I'm very, very thankful for is that reincarnation is not real. Getting a new body and gradually aging, but that's not the case. The old guy we see is just a way to remind the MC and the reader of who he was before he reincarnated. Think of it this way: you're in your 30s, new body, and all of a sudden you're dead. A way to remind. Bro, he was born as a baby, but he already had the mind, mentality, memories of a 44-year-old dude. He is a 44-year-old dude. Period.